I've been asked here to speak tonight by the Southside Solidarity Group. Firstly though, I'd like to thank you all for the support the public have shown to CWU members and postal workers throughout all of our strikes. The support's been fantastic. I've seen it myself on my own picket lines with members from other unions and just random members of the public to come down and bring down dates, etc. It's been fantastic. I do think it's hilarious that a lettuce lasted longer than Liz Truss. To be honest, I've actually thought she was a closet socialist, trying to infiltrate the Tory party and destroy it from the inside. If that was her intent, she'd done a great job. Anyway, I'll give you a quick explanation of the kind of why I became a union rep. So I've been a postie pretty much since I left school. But a few years ago, there was two managers in my office that were treating the staff poorly, to put it politely. And about 6 or 7 members of staff unfortunately lost their jobs within about a year and a half, and there was multiple other conducts, etc. And I had enough of it. So I decided to take on the position as the union rep. But to cut a long story short, by the end of my first year as the union rep, not one but both managers were removed from my office. Hey! To make it better, a much better and fairer manager was put in place. It was fantastic. I thought it was great. Finally, I wasn't anxious on my way into work. I wasn't afraid I'd end up getting bullied or having to help somebody else that was being bullied. So I thought things were kind of moving up until I was faced with another bully. This time it was the CEO, Simon Thompson himself. The very same man who was making headlines for his vow to root out bullying in Royal Mail was actively bullying 115,000 workers by threatening and antagonising them on his workplace platform. So Royal Mail made £758 million profit last year off the back of the sweat of the workers' backs. And at the start of the year, the CWU could see the cost of living crisis coming, so they asked for a pay rise for their members, as they should. But Royal Mail said no, unless there were strings attached, so the CWU decided to ballot its members. While the ballot was live, Royal Mail decided to pay out £400 million to shareholders, and without negotiation with the CWU, they imposed a 2% pay rise on the workers. Which is nothing more than an insult, to be honest. Sorry, I've lost my face in place. So like the 2%, so that's effectively an 8% pay cut. So we were doing the exact same jobs, but we were getting paid 8%, we could afford 8% less things than we could the year before. So it's no surprise when the CWU announced their record-breaking ballot result. However, what was surprising was the very next day after the ballot result was announced, the Royal Mail had their annual general meeting. And at that meeting, instead of being like rational people and going, oh no, our workers are going to go on strike, we better give them a pay rise to stop it, they in fact decided to pay out another £135 million to shareholders, on top of the other £400 million. The level of arrogance is unreal. It actually gets worse, by the way. So the CW had to have a second ballot, but this ballot was solely against the changes that Royal Mail wanted to put into place. It was nothing more than a levelling down of the company and stepping away from the great public service that we provide. These changes include using technology to make it easier for them to sack people, changes to the attendance procedure to again make it easier for them to sack people, changes to our start times of up to 3 hours, even though they've been advised by their own legal team that they can't do that, but they just want to do it anyway. And also putting in owner drivers so they'd be delivering parcels at the back of our own cars, like just some gig economy employer. And the worst for me personally is the hiring of new entrants and less pay and less terms and conditions as well. And I, for one, do not want to be standing in an office, standing right next to somebody but doing the exact same work as me, the exact same job, getting paid less than me for doing it. Hey! I could go on because there's a good number of our terms and conditions are trying to destroy, but I've only got a couple of minutes, so I can't stand here all day. Needless to say, the CWU got an even better result in the second ballot. The Royal Mail still refused to talk, and this began the strikes. After the second strike, the two CEOs, that's right, there's two of them, which is weird, you don't really get two CEOs in a company. And you don't really hear much of the second guy. In fact, I don't really know what his name is. It doesn't really seem to do anything. But they decided to award themselves hundreds of thousands of shares. And then just days before the third day of industrial action, they paid out another £167 million to shareholders on top of the 535. It's mental. And it's strange that, just days after they award themselves extra shares, that they then pay themselves even more money. It's as if there's some corruption there, but who'd have thought that in Tory Britain? This is all while they're going out to the media and they're telling everybody they're losing £1 million a day, which, I truly don't believe, because where are they getting all this money from to pay the shareholders? But it's also the exact same line they came up with during the dispute 20 years ago. Last month, they invited the CWU to talks. Well, they said talks, but actually before, but as soon as the CWU got into the room, thinking that they're going to negotiate on the dispute, the Royal Mail handed them a 3-page letter that effectively said they were going to tear up and destroy every single agreement the CWU has ever made with Royal Mail. And not only that, they distributed that 3-page letter to every single manager throughout the entire business prior to the meeting the CWU in the room. Where am I again? This was a clear attempt to undermine the union, but when it didn't work, they resorted to more threats. The announcement that they'll need to sack 10,000 workers by the end of next summer, as if that was going to make us break the planned strike action. Simon Thompson is deluded.
Hey!
Nearly 2 weeks ago, Royal Mail made an offer to the CWU. Well, I say offer, but it's actually just another insult. They said it's a 9% pay rise, but it's actually another 7%, and it's broken into wee sections that have different terms and conditions. Each wee section over the next 2 years. It's just mental. Instead of just laughing it off, the CWU took the moral high ground and decided to ballot its members on the offer anyway. But they also announced a second question on the ballot paper. That second question being a vote of no confidence in Simon Thompson as the CEO. Within 3 days, Royal Mail pulled the offer. I think Simon Thompson was a wee bit worried. I think he knew exactly what the result of the vote ballot would have been. I personally, where am I? I mean, it's not, they've also agreed to have whole talks. Now, so, when they took that offer off the table, they've then decided, Royal Mail have then come to the table and they said to the CWU that we'll aim to reach an agreement by the 15th, so on this Tuesday. Personally, I don't see it's likely. I mean, they're absolutely miles apart. And they've also, I don't think it's likely, but they've announced strikes for the end of this month, just in case the negotiations don't go well, and that puts more pressure on the company as well. So hopefully that works, but we'll find out more in the coming days anyway. But so far we've been on strike for 8 days, and the strikes will have likely cost Royal Mail somewhere around £250 million by this point. I mean, it would have been cheaper just paying it, giving us a proper pay rise and leaving our terms and conditions alone. But that's just more or less caught up in my dispute, right? But I just want to say, look, if you take anything away from tonight, it should be this: you are not alone. We are all in this fight together. And if we militant inside Glasgow can take on 2 managers and see them both removed from his unit, can you even dare to imagine what millions of working class people can do when they stand united and they say enough is enough? Thanks for listening. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your night. Please support your posties and on the workers.